This is Thursday morning again, and we are here at the Anchor of Hope for Life Formation Mission Academy. And as I mentioned last week and the previous weeks, we are devoting this time in a series we would call The Power for Learning. We have been empowered by God. As St. Paul said to the Corinthian church in 1 Corinthians 1 verse 7, it says there we have been enriched with every gift. And so as a student, you are not made to study without any ability. God gives you that ability. And that ability now is what we would like to look at in order that we can have power to learn, power to be able to take in and process all that we are being taught. Because it's very important that whatever we learn in the school, whatever we learn at home from our parents, whatever we learn in life, eventually these are going to be like treasure chests, treasures that we will use later on in life. Our first power key this week is coming from the letter to the Hebrews. In chapter 12, it says there, all discipline, and I'm reading from verse 11, all discipline for the moment seems not to be joyful, but sorrowful. Yet to those who have been trained by it, afterwards, it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness. Key number 1, the power for learning, discipline. Discipline is that ability to bring order and some order to the work that we are doing in our studies, diligence. It is very important because of all the things that we have as abilities for learning, discipline comes right at the top, the beginning. As a student, you must begin to develop discipline in your life. It is something that God has guided you and showed you in His Word, but it is something now you must apply. In other words, being able to set your life not according to what you like, but according to what should be and according to what is right. No, you like to sleep longer, but you have to get up because it is school day, or maybe even on weekends, mommy or daddy tells you to do something. So what do you like to do? You like to sleep, but you have to get up because that's the right thing to do. And it takes discipline to do that. You like to play outside, but it's time to study your lessons. It's time to read, to do your exercises or your homework. What you like to do, you set aside and you now control your life by the discipline that you will apply so that you can study, because that's the right thing to do. Now, there's a time to play. There's a time to do other things and relax. But there is a time to be able to set our lives aside in order to do what should be done. That is discipline. You're assigned chores at home, but you'd like to just chill out and spend time in the laptop or in the computer, in Facebook, or maybe even playing a mobile game. But discipline would say, no, the right thing to do is do the chores at home. This is what discipline does. And it is something that is developed by constantly, first of all, learning to listen. Discipline comes from the same word as disciple. A disciple is a learner. A disciple is someone who follows. Like you are a disciple. Being a student, you are learning. You are able to be begin to take in all that is being taught to you so that you can follow them. But in order to do that, a disciple must be disciplined. So, teaching you how to discipline yourself involves following orders, following commands, obeying what your teachers, what your parents, and what the elders would say. Because many times we'd like, it's just like a simple action of crossing the street. You're not supposed to cross the street in a certain point. But because you like to do it, it's easier, it's something that is more convenient, you do it. But discipline will tell you, don't. What is right is go to the pedestrian lane and cross the street there. So this is what discipline entails. We need to learn to follow instructions, to follow commands, to follow rules, to follow that, because all of these are things outside that will shape us and make us be able to do what we are supposed to do. This is discipline. In 2 Timothy, St. Paul was talking about men. He was talking to Timothy about men who would be good followers. And he compares these men to three kinds of individual. The first one is he compares him to a soldier. A soldier, it says there, is that we are to suffer hardship. I'll be reading from verse 3 of 2 Timothy chapter 2. It says, "Suffer hardship with me as a good soldier of Christ. No soldier in active service entangles himself in the affairs of everyday life so that he may please the one who enlisted him as a soldier." In other words, it's saying here, if you are a soldier, you are supposed to have one goal in mind: to please your commanding officer. And that entails discipline. Paul says, suffer hardship. Discipline involves a little hardship because it is not always pleasant, it is not nice. But remember the reading earlier from Hebrews chapter 12. It says there that discipline for a moment does not seem pleasant, but it will always yield the fruit of righteousness. In other words, it will bear good fruit in your life. As you face the future, beloved children, we need to practice discipline. And practicing discipline is our first key to learn in order that we can make our lives truly what God intends it to be. God bless you.